you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you're not, welcome back to my channel. Anyways, this is going to be my 35 weeks and 36 weeks of pregnancy update. I'm still pregnant, and this is the furthest I've ever, made in my pregnancy, because I delivered my last daughter at 35 weeks and 6 days. And right now I'm 36 weeks and 2 days? 3 days, actually. 3 days. So for 35 weeks, my symptoms were basically the exact same thing as 34 weeks. If you want to have that video, you can look back on that video. I don't remember how to always link down below, but I'm learning how. So let's get on to 36 weeks, and their symptoms are still kind of similar, but there's kind of new symptoms that I've had this week. Okay, so my moods have been calm, happy, motivated. I'm motivated to get things clean, get things ready for her, if that makes sense. I'm excited. I'm ready to see her little face. I'm blah. Blah, okay, yeah. You know, there's sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm over being pregnant by now. That makes sense. I'm anxious because I just want her here, and I'm really excited to see her face, to see what she looks like and all that stuff. Symptoms for 36 weeks is fatigue or exhausted. I noticed that I'm really tired this week. Really tired. And I think it's just the way my body's preparing and getting ready for birth. Stretch marks. I have 2 stretch marks, which I'll show you when I show you guys my belly. Headaches. I will get headaches when I first wake up in the morning, because I'm not horribly I'm kind of dehydrated in the morning. Also, I'll get them in the middle, kind of at nighttime when I'm going, you get up and then you kind of have a headache type of thing. So I'll get those sometimes randomly throughout the night. Acne. I do have acne. It's clearing up quite a bit actually, but I still have some. I'm breaking out a little bit right here on my cheeks. Besides that, my face has looked pretty good. And my back has cleared up too. So that's a good thing. Gums bleeding and bloody noses. I will have bloody noses when the weather changes back and forth from being hot and cold. Right now it's winter time, so my bloody noses haven't active. Also, I keep the house really cold. Gums bleeding. I've talked about this throughout my whole entire pregnancy. I have gingivitis, mild gingivitis, but I also have pregnancy gingivitis on top of it. So my gums are more prone to bleed, if that makes sense. Breast tender. It's my boobs hurt. Believe it or not, they're really sensitive to the touch, or if I take off my shirt and they rub, they're sensitive. It goes with nipple soreness. So if I take off my shirt or my bra and it just rubs against my nipples, it hurts, if that makes sense, because they're really sensitive. And I think that's just them getting ready to produce milk, and they're producing colostrum, which I can see, but I'm not leaking. But I think that it's just their way of getting ready to, feed a baby, and she's gonna be coming, if that makes sense. Backache. My back hurts so bad. Oh my gosh. I've been having the next oh my gosh. Contractions, that's what it's called. I've been having contractions, and my doctor did say that why my back is hurting could be leading to the contractions, so I could be having, early labor, if that makes sense. The early stages of labor, and that's why my back hurts so bad. Or it could just because of how my uterus is growing and all that stuff. Next symptom I have is heartburn. I call this acid reflux, and some people call it heartburn. I do have heartburn, and it's really bad, and I have to take Tums for it, especially at nighttime. If I don't take the Tums, it'll make me puke because of how bad it is. Increase in thirst. Yes, I'm thirsty all the time. I can get up in the middle of the night and just oh, I want water, ice water. I just really thirsty. Appetite decrease. I noticed for 36 weeks, my appetite has decreased a little bit. I'm not as hungry. I'm hungry every hour, but I'm not eating huge meals, if that makes sense. If I eat a huge meal, I'll throw up. So, I mean, it's really bad. I don't know if anybody, I know your appetite can decrease in the third trimester. Also, right around this time, your appetite can decrease because of like how much of your organs are pushed up and stuff like that. So I do notice that, but I'm still eating and I'm still making sure I get enough protein and all the nutrients I need in my diet. Cravings, yes. Craving sweet things, mostly fruit. This week I've been craving fruit. I have all the fruit that I bought is almost gone. Fruit, and then the Roach Coach is like a Mexican place, and it's really good. So those are what I've been craving for this week. Freaking of urine. I've noticed she's literally more into the birth canal. Like, I can feel her going down, and she's pushing on my bladder a lot more, which makes it like I have to pee every 5 minutes. It feels like I have to pee every 5 minutes because her head is pushing down. Her head is right at my cervix, so that could be why. Like I said, contractions. I do have contractions. My doctor told me that if they, get closer together, go to the hospital, all that type of stuff. So yes, I've been having contractions. Actually, real contractions. Is just they fizzle out, or they're not consistent, or they're not long enough, if that makes sense. And I think it's just my body preparing to give birth to her. Leg cramps. I do have leg cramps. I've gotten bananas, and that's helped so much. And they're never fun. And I usually get them at nighttime. I'm losing more of my mucus plug, which I've talked about through this whole entire pregnancy. I am losing more of my mucus plug, more of it. So just another way of my body getting ready. Pelvis cramping. Just like, I think it's because she's so down low and I can feel her. And also pelvic pressure, and I think those two go coat in hand because of how like low she is. Also, I have lightning crotch, which really sucks and it's never fun. I have insomnia, so I can go to sleep and then wake up and then go back to sleep, wake up, or there's times where I just can't go back to sleep at all, which is never fun. Forgetfulness. I do have forgetfulness, and people call it pregnancy brain, which is a real thing. Your brain does shrink while you're pregnant, so that could be why you have forgetfulness. Itching all over the place. My belly itches all over just because she's growing and my belly is stretching. My boobs itch because they're growing and they're stretching. And vomiting. I don't vomit, just mostly like nausea when I eat a huge big meal. So those are my symptoms for this week. What she's doing, she is making up her first poop for like when she comes out. All of her organs are developed now. She won't digest food until she's like here. That makes sense. So she won't. So her organs are fully developed. She won't digest food until she's actually here. She's swelling more than amniotic fluid. She's more in the birth canal, like she's settling more in the birth canal now, and it leaves some pressure from your ribs. She should be measuring about 18 inches long and 6 pounds, in the size of a papaya. And so the size of a papaya. And for this week, I'm not getting any more weight. I'm getting more weight because she's packing on more baby fat. So I don't remember how much weight I've gained in total, but my weight right now, last week was 112, like 112 pounds. If that makes sense? Like 112. However you say that. And I started out 93, so you guys can do the math. So that's a healthy weight for me and her. By now, so she's considered a late preemie. Anything underneath 37 weeks is preemie, and right now, she's a late preemie, and I'm near term, if that makes sense. I'm not full term, but I'm near term. 37 weeks will be full term, and then 40 to 42 is late term. So we're getting there slowly. I did have a doctor's appointment last week. My appointments are every week now, which is awesome. My stomach is measuring at 38 weeks, even though I'm 36 weeks, and he measures a little bit big, but she's measuring it on the dot. She's measuring still a week ahead. I don't remember how much she weighs because he hasn't like looked, but last time she weighed like 5 pounds, I think 6 ounces, and I think she's near like 6 pounds now. So we're doing that every week. Also, he doesn't think I'm gonna make it any much longer, maybe 2 weeks at most or less. I will not make it to 40 weeks. I will not make it to my due date, as I've been told, because of my short cervix, and I'm off of my progesterone that was trying to stop premature labor, and I'm at the safe zone where I can deliver at my hometown instead of going to a different hospital where there's a NICU, so I can deliver here. I basically have 2 weeks or less for her to come, which is really exciting and also very nerve-wracking. So yeah, and everything was good at the doctor's appointment. Her heartbeat was good, and she has hair from the last time of the ultrasound. I got ultrasound pictures, but it's just like her heart that I got, because he was just checking for the heartbeat, if that makes sense, somewhere. But I did get ultrasound pictures. I gotta find them somewhere, but it's just of her heart, and he was just checking like her heartbeat with like the ultrasound thing. He did check me last week. I am still at 3 centimeters dilated, and I went from being, the week before that, I went from being 50% effaced to 70% effaced now, and you have to get to 100 to be 100% effaced and like 10 centimeters dilated to actually give birth. So my cervix is thinning out more and more, but I'm still dilated at a 3, and I've been dilated at a 3 for about a month, almost a month now, for like 4 weeks now. We have, so I know people can still stay dilated for a very long time. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys my baby bump. Oh, by the way, nothing fits me at all. My trimmy clothes are the only things that fit me at this moment in time, so that I do noticed. Okay, so with the shirt on, and she has dropped, because I can like, she's not up here. I feel like she's dropped. And then with the shirt up, she's getting bigger to the front. Okay, so this is my stretch mark right here that I bought in this store. And then I have a stretch mark right here. I have a line, the estrogen line right here, and right here. My belly button has officially poked out, like it won't go back in. Also, I've noticed my stomach is very veiny, if that makes sense. You can see more of like my veins up here. But there is baby E. Can't wait to meet this little princess. But she is definitely growing in here. I am definitely over being pregnant, if that makes sense. Yes, I am over being pregnant by now. I think when you get to this part, I'm also 9 months pregnant, so I think when you get to like your last 2 months of pregnancy, you're just done being pregnant, which I think is just normal. And yeah, I can officially not see my feet unless I like actually bend down. I'm like, oh, there's my feet. That makes sense. But like I said, nothing fits me anymore. She moves a lot more. You can, last week I actually started seeing like, I can make out like, oh, that's a foot. That's a hand. You know, I can make out what body parts are moving inside, like what she's moving, and I can feel that more. And also, yeah, she's just growing. And that's pretty much all I have to update you guys on. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and comment like below.